Well, this integral is definitely not an easy one. Now here I try to use my way of doing it, and I would like to share with you. At the same time that I want to make a comment later. Now I want to find the antiderivative of this e to the negative tangent square x dx. If I find this one, then I can find this one easily. No? Now that one, because the function is exponential, so the result must be containing exponential itself and multiplied by another function f, which is called f of x and plus c. If we find f of x, we find this antiderivative. If we find this antiderivative, we can find the value of this definite integral. Now, here, if I differentiate both sides with respect to x, the right-hand side, the derivative with respect to x will be f prime of x times e to the negative tangent square x, right? plus the derivative of this times that, which is called what, the product rule. Yeah. So f of x times this one derivative. This derivative is this times this derivative, which is called chain rule, right? So it's minus 2 tangent x and secant square x, right, is equal to the left-hand side. The left-hand side derivative is equal to this. Good. Then after canceling the common factor, we have a f prime of x minus twice tangent x secant square x and f of x is equal to 1. Well, I call this one a star equation. Now this is a differential equation of first order. While to find f of x is to solve this differential equation. But we cannot use a regular way to find f of x because to find this differential equation first order, we need to find the integrating factor. This is the integrating factor. So in other words, you are going back towards this equation. But still, no, that doesn't help to find f of x. So we must find f of x by using other ways. Here I'm using the method of approximation, rather. Now we observe that f prime of 0, when x equals to 0, this is 0, right? Equal to 1. So this is equal to 1. And also observe that when the limit x approaches to half pi from left-hand side, and this will be infinitive. This will be infinitive. So move is a positive infinity. So this will be equal to positive infinity. At the same time, if you take the limit, x approaches to negative half pi from right, Then this one is a negative infinitive. This is a positive infinitive. So this one goes to this become positive. Move there becomes negative. So this is a negative infinitive. Now from these three factors, I can I can assume that f prime of x is equal to k times x half pi square minus x square plus 1. Now this one satisfies this one satisfying this one satisfying that. So I suppose that f prime is this. Well, this may be not exact, but at least to certain degree of accuracy, which is reflect these three properties. So I suppose f of x is this. Then we can simplify. This is equal to 4kx and pi square minus 4x square plus 1. Okay, k, yeah, k is constant. Now then, we can find f of x by integrating that one, by integrating this one. So this integral is not difficult to do. I just save time. I just write result. This is equal to negative k over 2 natural log pi square minus 4x square plus x plus c. Yeah, k and c are constant. Very good. Now, if we find a k, if we can find a c, we find the f of x. Then we plug there, we find the antiderivative, and then we find this target integral. So how do we find k and c? We just need to create two equations. See, we need a simultaneous equation to solve k and c. Right? How to create equations? Very easy. Give yourself a value for x. Now, how about x equal to quarter pi? Why quarter pi? Because quarter pi, is easier to calculate for tangent and secant. So then we know that f prime of a quarter pi is equal to this one, right? Is equal to a quarter x equal to quarter pi, so it becomes k times pi over pi square minus 4x square, which means 4 times quarter pi square, right? Now I'm using this one. And the plus 1. Then this is approximately equal to 0.4244 k plus 1. Okay, I did my homework because the calculation is just tedious. process. Now then I can find f of a quarter pi by plugging the value of quarter pi there. I find this. This was equal to negative k over 2 natural log pi square minus 4 times quarter pi square plus quarter pi plus c. Yeah, very good. Then, then I plug these two values into my star equation. Then my star equation, by plugging these two values into this star equation, I have a I have a 0.4244k plus 1, which is this one, minus 2 tangent x when x equal to quarter pi is a 1, then the secant quarter pi is equal to 2. Yeah. Then multiply by f of x. F of x is this, minus k over 2 log pi square or pi plus quarter pi plus c is equal to 1. And from this equation, I can simplify into c is equal to 1.107k minus 0.7854. Okay, I did my homework. It's just tedious calculation. It's nothing important. Now, okay, I find one equation. I need another one because we must find a k and a c. We needed two equations. So we create another equation by taking the value of x equal to pi over 3. Then f prime of pi over 3, we are using this. Right? When x equal to this is equal to 4k pi over 3 and the pi square minus 4k and plus 1. Yeah, simple 0.7639k plus 1. Okay, it's nothing but calculations. And then we find the f of pi over 3 by plugging x equal to 1/3 pi there. We find f of 1. So this one is equal to negative k over 2 log pi square minus 4 times k over 3 square. And plus x plus c. Right? Very good. Then we plug this and that into the star equation. Okay. So our star equation is equal to 0.7639k plus 1, that is this one, minus 2, this is star, tangent pi over 3 is root 3. Secant square over pi over 3 is a 2 square, right? Is equal to 4 on this one. And times this. This has been simplified already. No, we're not simplified. This one equal to minus k over 2 log of pi square minus 4 pi over 3 square plus 3. Yeah, is equal to 1. Yeah, that is the star. Then we simplify. We get C is equal to 0.9059k minus 1.0472. Well, this is just nothing. It's a calculation, nothing else. Now, from these two equations, this one and that one, this is called equation 1, right? This is equation 2. Now we let x equal to quarter pi, we create equation 1. And we let x equal to 1/3 pi. After plug into the star equation, we get equation 2. Then equation 1 and equation 2, we can find a k and a c, right? K is equal to negative 1.3023. C is equal to negative 2.2270. These are all approximation. Now, once find the c, so we find the f of x, right? So f of x equal to, so we find the f of x. So f of x equal to, this is f of x, negative k over 2. K is this, negative k become plus 1.3023 plus, because k is negative, negative k over 2 times log pi square minus 4x square plus x plus c. C is this. So this is my f of x. Okay. Then my objective integral, my target integral, e to the negative tangent square is equal to the antiderivative, which is f of x times e to the negative tangent x square from 0 to quarter pi, 0 to half pi. And this is f half pi times tangent half pi is infinity, right? It's a negative infinity. And minus f of a 0 times e to the tangent 0 is 0, right? So this one is equal to, this is equal to 0. Yeah, this is infinity, right? Infinity is 0. Then this is equal to 1. So it's negative f of a 0. So this is my final answer for my integral. So we just let x be 0. So this one equal to 1.3023 over 2 log pi square minus 0 plus 0 minus 2.2270. So this one, the final answer is 0.7362. That is the result using my method, which is based on all these all these steps of a process. I find this value. Now from the from the internet, this one is equal to pi e 2 times 1 minus error function of a 1, which is approximately equal to 0.6716. Okay, let me say something about it. Now, this, we are using sophisticated method, right? Like error functions and so on. We get this one. For this, today I'm using my method, which is using approximation. And this is the answer. I don't think it, the difference is significant. See, this is quite good approximation, but the method is, it's there's much simpler, because I'm not using sophisticated method like error functions. Any calculus 1 student can follow, and this is quite rather elementary. Yeah. Now, the important is that I I create this function based on the observing the factors. So of course the f prime of x is not exactly that one, but rather is very close by observing these phenomena. I don't know if my method really is good or not. I hope you can have some comment. I want to have a comment on it. See whether this method is good, it's valid, effective, or whatever. Thank you.